It's a strange paradox, isn't it? That the quietest hour of the night can be the loudest place on earth. The world outside your window has finally gone still. The traffic has faded, the neighborhood has settled into a soft hush, and the only sound might be the gentle hum of the house around you. And yet, inside your mind, the work is just beginning. The planning, the solving, the replaying, the fixing. The day's events are reviewed like game footage, analyzed for mistakes or missed opportunities. Tomorrow's challenges are lined up like soldiers, each one needing a strategy, a plan of attack. Your mind, which has worked so hard all day, refuses to clock out. It believes its job is never done. That vigilance is the only thing standing between order and chaos. Before we begin to explore this further, let's just take a quick moment. I invite you to write in the comments which part of this world you're listening from right now, and what time it is where you are. I'm curious. Are you listening in the quiet of late night, or perhaps in the early morning hours, when sleep hasn't come yet? Just leave a word or two, a small signal from your quiet corner of the globe, and then settle in, because this time, right now, is entirely, unequivocally yours. The central question we will rest with tonight is a gentle one, but a profound one. What if, for these next few hours, your only responsibility was not to hold the world together, but simply to allow yourself to be held? What if the most powerful and effective thing you could do for everyone and everything you care about is to grant yourself the deep, restorative peace you so freely wish for them? By the end of our time together, a new understanding will begin to settle within you. The recognition that your worth is not measured by the problems you solve, but by the quiet, steady presence you are. And that to nurture that presence, rest is not a luxury, but a sacred necessity. So let us begin by acknowledging this feeling, this weight that feels so familiar it might as well be a part of you. The weight of the world on your shoulders. It's a phrase we use lightly, but for you, it is a literal, physical truth. You can probably feel it right now if you bring your attention to it. A dull, persistent tension across the tops of your shoulders. A subtle bracing in your neck and upper back. It's the posture of responsibility. The posture of someone who is always ready to catch a falling piece of the sky. This is the physical manifestation of a mind that is constantly managing, anticipating, and carrying the emotional state of a loved one, carrying the logistics of a family or a team, carrying the unspoken anxieties of those around you, because you are the strong one, the capable one, the one who can handle it. This weight isn't made of stone. It's woven from 1,000 threads of care. Each thread is a concern, a to-do list item, a person you're worried about, a problem that seems to have no solution. And over time, these threads have woven themselves into a heavy cloak that you wear day and night. You've worn it for so long, you may have forgotten what it feels like to take it off. Its heaviness has become your normal. Think about how this works in your mind. It is like a 24-hour newsroom with screens covering every wall. One screen shows work projects with deadlines blinking in red. Another shows family dynamics, tracking the emotional weather of each person. A third screen runs a constant loop of financial calculations and household management. And yet another is dedicated to your own personal improvement. The things you feel you should be doing better. The ways you feel you are falling short. The ticker tape at the bottom of the screen is an endless stream of minor worries. The strange noise the car was making, the appointment you need to schedule, the awkward conversation you need to have. There is no off switch in this newsroom. The director, your inner fixer, believes that if you look away for even a moment, you will miss a critical breaking story, a crisis that only you can avert. This is not a criticism. It is an observation of a beautiful, powerful mind that has learned to protect and provide by thinking 10 steps ahead. It's a survival mechanism that has likely served you very well. It has helped you navigate challenges, achieve goals, and be a pillar of support for others. Your ability to see a problem from all angles, to anticipate needs, and to formulate a plan is a genuine gift. But the cost of running this internal newsroom around the clock is immense. It runs on the fuel of your own life force, your own peace. And at night, when there are no external distractions to occupy the screens, the volume gets turned up. The unresolved issues seem larger. The potential negative outcomes feel more certain. The weight on your shoulders feels heavier. You lie in the dark and you work. You are a silent, unpaid, overnight consultant for the lives of everyone you know, including your own. You are drafting difficult emails in your head, rehearsing conversations, troubleshooting logistical nightmares, and trying to solve emotional equations that have no simple answer. And your body, which is longing for the deep, cellular repair that only sleep can provide, is kept in a state of low-grade alert, unable to fully stand down because the mind is still on duty. It's as if you are trying to sleep in a command center during a red alert. The body cannot find safety when the mind is constantly scanning for threats. So, tonight, our intention is not to dismantle this incredible capacity you have. It is not to judge the part of you that wants to fix everything. Instead, it is to offer it a temporary, well-deserved leave of absence. We are giving ourselves permission to lay down the tools. Imagine, right now, the collection of tools you use every day. The metaphorical hammer of decisive action, the wrench of problem solving, the screwdriver of detailed adjustments, the measuring tape of high standards. Just for tonight, we are placing them gently on the workbench, just outside the door to your bedroom. We are stepping away from the work. We are acknowledging that the world, with all its beautiful and heartbreaking imperfections, will continue to turn on its own for the next few hours, even without our active supervision. This is the first, most crucial step, the radical act of giving yourself permission to stop, to not have the answer, to not figure it out right now, to let a problem sit, unresolved, in the quiet darkness, trusting that new light will be shed on it in the morning. This is not surrender in the sense of defeat. It is surrender in the sense of trust. Trusting that your body knows how to heal. Trusting that your deeper wisdom will continue its work while you sleep. And trusting that rest is not an escape from your responsibilities, but the very foundation that allows you to meet them with grace and resilience. The weight on your shoulders is real, but it is not fused to your skin. Tonight, we will learn, breath by gentle breath, how to simply let it slide off, allowing it to rest on the floor beside you, ready to be picked up in the morning, only if you choose. For now, your only job is to be here, to feel the support of the surface beneath you, and to begin the gentle, courageous journey of letting go. Let's gently acknowledge the identity that has been so central to your life, the role of the fixer, the solver, the planner, the one everyone turns to when things get difficult. You are the calm voice in a crisis, the steady hand on the rudder in a storm. People bring you their tangled messes, their emotional knots, their logistical nightmares, their fears, and their broken pieces. And they trust that you will know what to do. And most of the time, you do. This identity is not an illusion. It has been forged in the fires of real-life challenges. It has been earned through countless acts of competence, reliability, and profound care. There is a quiet strength in it, a sense of purpose. To be the one who can make things right, who can restore order, who can ease another's burden. This is a deeply meaningful way to move through the world. It's a role you may have consciously chosen, or one that chose you through circumstance. Either way, you have worn it with a sense of duty and love. But every role we play, no matter how noble, has a uniform. And that uniform, worn long enough, begins to shape the body and mind of the person wearing it. Let's explore, just for a moment, the physical sensations of this role. Without any need to change a thing, simply bring a gentle, curious awareness to your body as it rests here. Start with your jaw. Is there a subtle clenching there? A tightness in the muscles at the hinge of your jaw, near your ears? This is often where we hold the unspoken words, the frustrations we swallow, the need to maintain a composed expression when we feel anything but. The fixer cannot always say, "This is too much," or "I don't know the answer." And so, the jaw holds that tension for you, a silent testament to your restraint and control. Now, let your awareness travel down into your neck and across your shoulders, the place we began our journey. Feel the muscles there. Are they soft and pliable, or do they feel solid, hardened, like finely woven armor? This is where we carry the burdens of others. Each worry you've shouldered for a friend, each responsibility you've taken on at work, each concern for your family's well-being, it all lands here. Throughout the day, you brace for the next problem, the next request, the next thing that will need fixing. And that constant state of bracing turns the soft tissue of your shoulders into a shield. And now, in the quiet of the night, that shield remains, even when there is nothing to protect against. It is simply a habit of the body, mirroring a habit of the mind. Bring your attention now to your breath. Just notice its rhythm, its depth. Is it flowing deep into your belly, or does it seem to stop high in your chest? The fixer is often a shallow breather. The breath is held in a state of readiness, prepared for action. A deep, slow belly breath signals to the nervous system that all is well, that we are safe and can relax. But the fixer's nervous system is rarely told that all is well. It is in a perpetual state of vigilance, a low-grade state of fight or flight. And so the breath becomes short, quick, and quiet, just enough to keep the engine running, but never enough to signal a true stand down. It is the breath of someone listening for a strange sound in the night, the breath of someone waiting for the other shoe to drop. And this physical tension is simply a mirror, a perfect reflection of the tension held in the mind. The mental load of the fixer is immense. Imagine your mind is a vast, intricate switchboard, like those from old black and white movies. Dozens of lines are lit up at once, each one a different person, a different problem, a different timeline. Your consciousness is the operator, plugging and unplugging cables, redirecting energy, trying to ensure that every call is answered, that no connection is dropped. One line is your child's school project. Another is your parents' health. Another is a deadline for work. Another is the broken appliance in the kitchen. Another is a friend's emotional crisis. The calls keep coming, and you believe it is your job to handle every single one. To not do so would feel like a catastrophic failure of your duties. This isn't just a to-do list. It's a living ecosystem of interconnected responsibilities, and you are its sole caretaker. The lists you keep in your head are not simple shopping lists. They are complex branching flowcharts of scenarios and contingency plans. If A happens, then I must do B and C. But what if X happens instead? Then the whole plan changes, and I need to be ready with Plan Y. This is the endless game of mental chess you play against a future that hasn't even arrived yet. You live 3 steps ahead of the present moment, trying to anticipate and neutralize every possible threat before it materializes. This is an exhausting way to live, because the number of potential futures, the number of what-ifs, is infinite. And so the work is never, ever done. Your mind runs these scenarios over and over, especially at night, believing that if it can just find the perfect sequence of moves, it can guarantee a safe and painless outcome for everyone involved. It's a beautiful, loving intention. The desire to create a world of safety and ease for those you care about is one of the most powerful forces for good. But the strategy, the belief that you can and must control it all, is what creates the deep, bone-weary exhaustion you feel right now. Acknowledging this pattern, seeing the tireless operator at the switchboard, feeling the armor in your shoulders and the tension in your jaw. This is not an act of self-criticism. It is a profound act of self-compassion. It is simply turning on the light in a room you have been living in for a very long time, and finally seeing, without judgment, exactly what it has taken to be you. Now that we've gently acknowledged the role of the fixer and its physical and mental footprint, let's explore the cost of this constant vigilance. It is a cost rarely spoken of, because the fixer is often too busy managing everything else to notice the slow depletion of their own inner resources. The first and most obvious cost is a deep, pervasive exhaustion. This is not the simple tiredness you feel after a good day's work. It is a soul-level weariness that sleep doesn't seem to touch. You might get 8 hours of sleep and still wake up feeling as though you've run a marathon. That's because even when your body is asleep, your mind is often still on duty, processing, solving, and worrying in your dreams. The nervous system doesn't get the signal to truly stand down, to enter the deepest states of restorative rest, where cellular repair and emotional processing can happen. You are like a country that is perpetually at war. Even during times of apparent peace, the military is on high alert. The factories are churning out munitions, and a significant portion of the nation's resources are diverted to defense. Nothing is left over for art, for celebration, for simple, quiet being. Your energy is constantly being funneled into this state of readiness, leaving you with little for creativity, joy, or spontaneous connection. This constant state of being on duty also affects your perception of the world. When you are a hammer, everything looks like a nail. When you are a fixer, everything looks like a problem waiting to be solved. You can walk into a calm, peaceful room, and your mind will immediately start scanning for what's wrong. The picture on the wall is slightly crooked. The plant in the corner needs watering. The conversation in the other room sounds a little tense. You lose the ability to simply inhabit a moment and enjoy it for what it is. There is always an angle to be worked, an improvement to be made, a potential disaster to be averted. This robs you of the simple peace that comes from accepting things as they are. Joy becomes a fleeting visitor because your mind is too preoccupied with the serious business of management and control to give it a place to land. It's as if you're a lifeguard at a beautiful beach. While everyone else is swimming, laughing, and enjoying the sun, you must remain on your high chair, eyes scanning the water, unable to relax, unable to join in. You are a part of the scene, but you are never truly in it. The responsibility separates you. And underneath this constant activity, this vigilance, lies a subtle but powerful belief. It's a belief that you may not even be conscious of, but it drives the entire operation. It is the belief that if you stop, if you let go, if you cease holding it all together, everything will fall apart. This isn't an arrogant belief, it's a fearful one. It's not born of a sense of superiority, but of a deep-seated anxiety that the world is inherently unstable, that chaos is always lurking just beneath the surface, and that you are the only one who sees it clearly enough or cares enough to keep it at bay. It's the feeling that you are the single load-bearing wall in the architecture of your family, your friendships, or your workplace. And if you were to crumble, the entire structure would collapse. This belief puts you in an impossible position. It makes rest feel dangerous. It makes letting go feel like an act of profound irresponsibility. And so, you keep holding on. You keep fixing. You keep carrying, because the alternative seems catastrophic. You believe that your vigilance is a form of love, a form of protection, and in many ways, it has been. But it has come at the cost of your own vitality. It has come at the cost of believing that others are incapable, that the universe is untrustworthy, and that you are utterly alone in your responsibilities. The paradox is that by trying to control everything to prevent a collapse, you are often creating the very tension that makes a collapse more likely. Think of a clenched fist. The harder you squeeze, the more you try to contain and control the energy within your hand, the more strain you put on every muscle and tendon. A hand held like this for too long will eventually cramp, shake, and lose its strength. It cannot receive anything because it is closed. It cannot create with grace because it is rigid. True strength lies not in the clenched fist, but in an open, responsive hand that knows when to hold on and when to let go. Your constant effort to manage and fix everything creates a subtle rigidity in your life and in your relationships. People may become so used to you solving their problems that they forget how to solve them for themselves. Situations that might resolve on their own are never given the chance because you intervene at the first sign of trouble. You inadvertently smother the natural organic process of growth and change that often comes from navigating challenges. The purpose of seeing this, of witnessing this pattern, is not to blame yourself. There is absolutely no room for judgment here. The goal is simply to see it, to witness it with the same gentle, non-judgmental curiosity you might have watching a cloud drift across the sky. You see its shape, its color, its direction, without needing to fix it or change it. So right now, just witness the pattern of vigilance in your life. See the tired lifeguard on the chair. See the operator at the switchboard. See the load-bearing wall holding up the roof. See the clenched fist. Don't try to force the hand to open. Don't yell at the lifeguard to relax. Simply see. Acknowledge the immense pressure. Acknowledge the fear that drives it. Acknowledge the exhaustion it creates. Just see it for what it is, a strategy that served a purpose, that came from a place of love and care, but one whose cost may now be outweighing its benefits. This clear, compassionate seeing is the first step toward freedom. It is the moment the prisoner realizes the cell door has been unlocked the entire time. They do not need to break it down. They simply need to see that it is open. And then, when they are ready, they can choose to walk through it. As we sit with this awareness of the fixer's burden, it's essential to ask a gentle question. Where does this deep desire to fix everything come from? Understanding its origin is not about digging up the past for the sake of analysis. It's about bringing compassion and validation to a part of you that has been working so incredibly hard for so long. For most, this role grows from the most beautiful soil there is, the soil of a deep and caring heart. You did not become the fixer out of a desire for power. You became the fixer because you cannot bear to see suffering. You see a problem, and your first, most natural instinct is to ease the discomfort it causes, whether for yourself or for someone you love. Your caring heart is like a finely tuned instrument, sensitive to the slightest discord in the world around you. When a friend is hurting, you feel their pain as if it were your own. When there is conflict in your family, you feel the tension in your own body. When a project at work is failing, you feel the weight of that failure personally. And because you feel these things so deeply, you are moved to act. Fixing is your way of trying to restore harmony, to bring the world back into a state of balance and peace. It is an expression of love. Think back. You were likely the child who tried to mediate arguments between your parents, the friend who always had the right advice for a broken heart, the sibling who took on extra chores to lighten your family's load. You learned early on that your value, your way of belonging, was tied to your usefulness. Your ability to solve problems brought you praise, appreciation, and a sense of security. You were the responsible one, the good one, the one everyone could count on. And this felt good. It felt safe. It gave you a clear and important role in the complex ecosystem of your family and community. This pattern of caring is not a flaw. It is a testament to your empathy, your loyalty, and your innate sense of responsibility. Your caring heart is a truly beautiful and powerful thing. It has simply been working overtime, without breaks, without holidays, for a very, very long time. Alongside this deep well of care, the desire to fix is also often a learned strategy for feeling safe and in control in a world that often feels deeply uncertain and chaotic. At some point in our lives, perhaps very early on, we learn that the world can be unpredictable. Things can change in an instant. People we rely on can let us down. Plans can fall apart. For a sensitive soul, this inherent uncertainty can be terrifying. And in the face of that fear, the mind searches for a way to create a sense of order, a feeling of safety. The strategy it often lands on is control. The logic is simple and powerful. If I can anticipate every problem, if I can manage every variable, if I can fix every flaw before it becomes a crisis, then I can prevent bad things from happening. Then I can keep myself and the people I love safe. The fixer role becomes a shield against the anxiety of the unknown. As long as you are busy planning, organizing, and problem solving, you don't have to sit with the uncomfortable vulnerability of being human in an unpredictable world. The endless to-do lists, the mental rehearsals, the contingency plans, they are all, at their core, attempts to build a fortress against chaos. It's a way of saying to the universe, I see your potential for disruption, and I have a plan for that. This is a profoundly human response. It is not neurotic, it is creative. It is the mind's valiant attempt to carve out a small island of predictability in a vast ocean of unknowns. When you feel the urge to jump in and fix something, it is often not just about the problem itself. It's about calming a deeper anxiety within you. The fear of what might happen if things are left to unfold on their own. By managing the external world, you are attempting to manage your internal world. By creating order on the outside, you are trying to cultivate a sense of peace on the inside. The irony, as we have seen, is that this strategy eventually backfires. The constant effort to control everything creates more internal tension, not less. The fortress you build becomes a prison that keeps you from experiencing the spontaneous beauty and flow of life. But it's crucial to remember and honor the original intention. The intention was always safety. The intention was always protection. The intention was always love. So, as you rest here tonight, allow this wave of understanding and validation to wash over you. See the part of you that feels compelled to fix, and instead of judging it or trying to banish it, offer it your deepest gratitude. Speak to it silently. Say, I see how hard you have been working to keep us safe. I see that everything you have done out of love and a desire to protect. Thank you. Your service has been incredible. But tonight, I am safe. We are safe. And you can rest now. This simple act of acknowledgement can be profoundly healing. It stops the internal war between the part of you that wants to rest and the part of you that feels it must keep working. It replaces judgment with compassion. It creates an alliance where there was once a conflict. Your desire to fix is not an enemy to be conquered. It is a tired and devoted guardian that needs to be reassured that it is safe to lower its shield, just for tonight. It needs to know that its worth is not conditional on its performance. It needs to feel, perhaps for the first time, that it is allowed to be cared for instead of always being the caregiver. And so, we affirm this truth to ourselves, letting it sink deep into our bones. My caring heart is a beautiful thing. It has simply been working overtime. This is not an excuse. It is a diagnosis of love. And the prescription, the only one that will truly work, is rest. Having understood where this deep need to fix things comes from a place of profound care and a learned need for safety, we can now turn to the most radical and healing permission of all. The permission to simply be tired. It is safe to be tired. Let those 5 words land in your body. Let them be a balm on your weary soul. It is safe to be tired. For the fixer, these are revolutionary words, because your whole life has been a quiet, relentless campaign against tiredness. You have seen tiredness as a weakness, an inconvenience, a sign that you are not strong enough, not dedicated enough, not capable enough. You have pushed through it, ignored it, caffeinated it, and shamed it. You have treated your body's legitimate need for rest as a personal failing. When you feel that bone-deep weariness creeping in, your first instinct is likely not to surrender to it, but to fight it. You tell yourself, I just need to get this one last thing done. Everyone else is counting on me. I can't stop now. Rest is for the weak. You have come to believe that your value is tied to your output, your productivity, your ability to keep going long after others have stopped. But tonight, we are offering a different story. We are giving ourselves full and unconditional permission to feel the full weight of our exhaustion. Not to fight it, not to analyze it, not even to try to fix it, just to feel it. So, right now, wherever you are, allow yourself to tune in to the sensation of tiredness in your body. Where do you feel it most? Perhaps it's a heavy, leaden feeling in your arms and legs, a sense of being weighted down, as if gravity has a stronger pull on you than on anyone else. Maybe you feel it as a sandy, gritty sensation behind your eyes, a physical ache from the strain of looking at screens, at people, at problems, all day long. Perhaps you feel it as a kind of mental fog, a slowness of thought, an inability to form a sharp, clear idea. The normally bustling newsroom of your mind has finally run out of steam, the screens flickering, the reporters slumping over their desks. Allow these sensations to be there. Greet them as long-lost friends, not as enemies at the gate. This weariness is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of a life fully lived. It is the honorable fatigue of a heart that has cared deeply, a mind that has worked diligently, and a body that has carried you through it all. It is a biological signal of profound intelligence, your body's wise and gentle plea for restoration. For so long, you may have normalized the desire to stop, but shamed yourself for it at the same time. You've dreamt of a day off, a quiet evening, a moment with no demands. But when those moments arrive, they are often filled with a subtle anxiety, a guilt that you should be doing something more productive. The idea of truly, deeply resting can feel foreign and even threatening. It can feel like you are letting everyone down. Tonight, we normalize this desire to stop without any attached shame or guilt. The desire to simply cease all effort, to lay down your tools, to not have the answer for once. This is one of the most natural and sane desires a human being can have. It is not lazy. It is not selfish. It is essential. It is the fallow season for the farmer's field. It is the ebb tide that allows the ocean to gather its strength. It is the silent, dark winter that prepares the ground for the vibrant life of spring. Nature, in its infinite wisdom, understands the sacred rhythm of action and rest. And you, as a part of nature, are governed by the same ancient law. To deny your need for rest is to fight against the very current of life itself. Imagine what it would be like to not have the answer for once. Someone comes to you with a problem, and instead of your mind immediately jumping into solution mode, you are able to simply say, with kindness and honesty, "I don't know the answer to that right now. Let's let it rest for a while." Imagine the freedom in that, the space it would create. You are releasing yourself from the impossible expectation that you must be omniscient, that you must have a solution for every problem the world presents. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you are caring in a wiser, more sustainable way. You are acknowledging that some solutions only arise from stillness. Some answers can only be heard in the quiet. By not having the answer immediately, you create space for other people's wisdom to emerge. You create space for divine timing. You create space for solutions you could never have conceived of with your tired, logical mind. Let this reassurance sink into the deepest part of you. You are not failing when you are tired. You are human. To be human is to have limits. To be human is to need replenishment. To be human is to be part of a cyclical world of energy that rises and falls. Your body is not a machine that can run indefinitely without maintenance. It is a beautiful biological organism that requires downtime to heal, to integrate, and to gather strength. When you honor your tiredness, you are not failing. You are succeeding at the profound art of being human. You are aligning yourself with wisdom. You are practicing the highest form of self-respect. And in doing so, you are modeling a healthier, more sustainable way of being for everyone around you. By giving yourself permission to be tired, you silently give them permission to be tired too. By honoring your own limits, you teach them to honor theirs. Your rest becomes a gift, not just to yourself, but to your entire community. So, as you lie here, feel the full, beautiful, honorable weight of your tiredness. Let it be a heavy blanket that comforts you and holds you. Let it be the gentle but firm hand that guides you toward the sleep you so desperately need and so richly deserve. There is no shame here. There is no failure. There is only the quiet, profound, and deeply healing truth that it is, and always has been, perfectly safe for you to be tired. You have done enough. You are enough. Let go. Now that you have given yourself permission to feel the depth of your tiredness, let's engage in a gentle practice of release. We will begin the process of laying the burdens down just for tonight. This is not about solving them or banishing them forever. It is a temporary and compassionate act of setting them aside so that you can enter a space of pure rest. Your mind may protest at first. It may say, "But these problems are important. I can't just put them down." And you can gently reply, "Yes, they are important. And because they are important, I will meet them tomorrow with a rested mind and a restored spirit." The greatest gift I can give these challenges is a version of myself that is not depleted. This is an act of supreme responsibility, not neglect. So get comfortable. Settle into the surface that is holding you. And let's begin a quiet visualization. Imagine you are standing in the doorway of your bedroom. The room behind you is bathed in a soft, warm, gentle light. It is a sanctuary of peace. The space outside the door represents the world of your worries, your responsibilities, the things you feel you need to fix. Now, one by one, we are going to take each problem, each worry, each person you're trying to fix, and gently, respectfully, place them just outside that door. Let's start with the most prominent one, the one that has been occupying the most space in your mind today. It might be a work project, a difficult deadline, or a conflict with a colleague. Don't engage with the details of it. Simply see it as an object. Perhaps it's a heavy, overflowing briefcase. Feel the weight of it in your hands. Acknowledge its importance. And then, with a quiet intention, bend down and place that briefcase carefully on the floor, just outside your bedroom door. Straighten up and notice the feeling. A subtle lightening in your shoulders, perhaps. A small release of tension. Now, think of a concern related to your family. A worry about a child, a parent, a sibling, or a partner. You carry their well-being so close to your heart. See this concern, perhaps as a tangled ball of yarn, each thread a different fear or hope. Hold this tangled ball for a moment, sending it your love. And then, with immense tenderness, place it on the floor outside the door, next to the briefcase. You are not abandoning them. You are trusting that they are safe and whole, just for tonight, without your active management. What's next? Perhaps a financial worry, a bill that's due, an unexpected expense, a fear about the future. Visualize this worry. Maybe it's a stack of heavy, cold coins in your pocket. Reach in, take them out, feel their weight and their coldness. and then let them fall gently onto the floor, outside the door. You are not solving the financial issue right now. You are simply releasing the energetic weight of the worry just for these few hours. Now, bring to mind the smaller, buzzing anxieties, the endless to-do list, the appointments you need to make, the chores that are undone. See all of these as a swarm of buzzing insects, creating a cloud of agitation around your head. With a slow, deliberate wave of your hand, gently guide this entire swarm out of the doorway. Watch as it settles into a quiet, dormant cluster on the other side. They will be there in the morning if you need them, but for now, they are still. They are quiet. Finally, let's address the most subtle burden of all, your own self-criticism, the worry that you're not doing enough, that you're not good enough, that you've made mistakes. See this as a heavy cloak you've been wearing. Feel its suffocating weight. And now, slowly, unfasten it at your neck. Let it slide from your shoulders and puddle on the floor. Step out of it and place this cloak of self-judgment outside the door with all the other burdens. You are leaving behind the need to be perfect. For tonight, you are simply allowed to be. Take one last look at this collection of items outside your door. The briefcase of work, the tangled yarn of family worries, the cold coins of finance, the swarm of small tasks, the heavy cloak of self-judgment. See them all resting there quietly. They are not chasing you. They are not shouting for your attention. They are simply waiting. Now, gently and purposefully close the door. You might even visualize a soft, golden light sealing the edges of the door, not to lock the worries out in a harsh way, but to create a sacred, protected space for your rest. Nothing and no one can enter this space tonight without your permission. And tonight, you give permission only to peace. You give permission only to stillness. You give permission only to deep, healing rest. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel the new lightness in your being. It might be a subtle shift at first, a feeling of more space inside your chest, a sense of quiet in your mind that wasn't there a moment ago. This is the feeling of setting down a heavy weight you didn't even fully realize you were carrying. You have been walking through your life with a backpack full of stones, and you've just taken it off for the first time. The absence of the weight is a profound sensation. Your shoulders can finally drop. Your jaw can soften. Your breath can deepen. You are no longer braced for impact. You are simply resting in the safety of this present moment. Let this affirmation settle into your awareness like a soft blanket being tucked around you. You can pick them up tomorrow if you choose. But for tonight, your only responsibility is to your own peace. Repeat that silently to yourself. My only responsibility for this night is to my own peace. This is your sacred duty now, not to the world, not to your lists, not to the problems you've placed outside. Your duty is to the tired body that has carried you, to the caring heart that has guided you, and to the beautiful mind that so deeply deserves a rest. By tending to your own peace, you are gathering the strength you will need for tomorrow. This is not selfish. It is the wisest, most sustainable, and most loving thing you can do for yourself and for everyone you care about. Your peace is the wellspring from which everything else flows. And tonight, you are returning to the well. You are allowing it to be replenished so that tomorrow it may once again water the world. But for now, there is only stillness, only quiet, and the profound, liberating lightness of being unburdened, having placed your burdens outside the door, creating a sanctuary for your rest. Let's bring our awareness even deeper into the body. Let's explore the physical habit of holding on, of trying to control, through a simple somatic exercise. We are going to focus on the act of unclenching your grip, both literally and metaphorically. Bring your attention right now to your hands. Don't change anything at first, just notice them. Are they lying open and soft, palms facing up, fingers gently curled? Or is there a subtle tension in them? Are your fingers pressed together? Is your thumb tucked in tightly? Are your hands resting in a loose fist? For many fixers, the hands are in a constant state of low-grade tension, ready to grab, to hold, to manipulate, to work. They are the instruments of your will, the physical extension of your desire to manage and control the world around you. This tension is often so habitual that you don't even notice it's there. It has become the default setting for your hands. Now, let's consciously and slowly begin to release this tension. If your hands are not already open, begin to unfurl your fingers one by one. Imagine you are watching a flower bloom in slow motion. Start with your pinky finger, allowing it to soften and lengthen. Then your ring finger, letting it release its grip. Then your middle finger, then your index finger. And finally, allow your thumb to move away from your palm, letting a space of air and ease appear where there was once only tension. Let your palms be open to the air, receptive, soft. You might feel a tingling sensation, a warmth, or a rush of energy as blood flow returns to tissues that were constricted. This is the feeling of letting go. This is the sensation of release. Just stay with this feeling for a few moments. The simple, profound pleasure of an open, resting hand. This physical act of unclenching your hands is a powerful analogy for unclenching your mind's grip on outcomes. Your mind, just like your hands, has been holding on tightly to certain results. The need for a project to succeed in a specific way. The desire for a loved one to make a particular choice. The insistence that your day unfold according to your perfectly crafted plan. This mental gripping is a source of immense stress and anxiety. It's the attempt to force the river of life into a narrow man-made canal, rather than allowing it to follow its own natural course. When you clench your mind around a desired outcome, you are in a state of resistance to every other possibility. You are at war with reality itself, which is always more complex and unpredictable than your plans can account for. The energy it takes to maintain this mental grip is staggering. It is the same energy that keeps your shoulders tight, your jaw clenched, and your breath shallow. It is the energy of struggle. Now, just as you allowed your physical fingers to soften and open, see if you can bring that same intention to your mind. Think of one specific outcome you have been gripping tightly. Perhaps it's the outcome of a conversation you need to have, or the success of a plan you've put in motion. See your mind wrapped around this outcome like a fist. And now, just for this moment, in the safety of your sanctuary, practice letting it go. Imagine your mental fingers unfurling. You are not abandoning the situation. You are not deciding that you no longer care. You are simply releasing your rigid attachment to one specific result. You are opening up to the possibility that there might be other outcomes, other solutions, other pathways that could be just as good or even better than the one you are so desperately trying to force. You are shifting from a position of control to a position of trust. From "this must happen" to "I am open" to the best possible outcome. whatever that may be. Feel the immense energetic shift that comes with this mental unclenching. It's a shift from striving to allowing, from forcing to flowing, from anxiety to curiosity. You stop being the exhausted general, trying to command an entire army, and become the wise scout, watching the landscape, responding to what is, rather than what you think should be. Now, let's connect this feeling of release to the breath. As you inhale, imagine you are breathing into all the tight, clenched places in your body and your mind. Breathe space into your hands, your jaw, your shoulders. Breathe space into your rigid thoughts and expectations. And as you exhale, imagine you are releasing that tension out into the quiet air of the room. With each exhale, your grip softens a little more. The fist of your mind loosens its hold. The tension in your body dissolves. Inhale space. Exhale release. Inhale ease. Exhale letting go. Breathing into the space that opens up when you release your hold is a profoundly healing practice. You begin to notice that this space is not empty or scary. It is filled with potential. It is filled with peace. It is the space where grace can enter. As long as your hands and your mind are clenched, you cannot receive anything new. You cannot receive help. You cannot receive unexpected gifts. You cannot receive a moment of simple, unadulterated peace. An open hand can both give and receive. An open mind can both learn and rest. By unclenching, you are making yourself available to the vast resources of the universe that exist beyond the narrow confines of your own efforts. You are signaling to your own nervous system that the battle is over, at least for tonight. You are no longer bracing. You are no longer holding on for dear life. You are resting. You are open. You are allowing yourself to be supported by the bed beneath you, held by the quiet of the night, and restored by the natural rhythm of your own breath. Continue this gentle practice. With every breath out, a little more softening, a little more unclenching, a little more peace. There is nothing to hold on to right now. There is only the sensation of letting go, again and again and again. As you rest in this state of openness, with your hands unclenched and your mind softening its grip, let's introduce a new way of seeing the world, a gentle reframing of your relationship with problems and challenges. Let's consider the wisdom of the river. Imagine a great and powerful river, making its long journey from the mountains to the sea. The river has one simple, clear intention: to flow. It doesn't have a 5-year plan. It doesn't have a rigid timeline. It doesn't worry about the obstacles it might encounter along the way. Its very nature is to move, to respond, to flow. Now picture a large boulder in the middle of the river's path. The river does not see this boulder as a personal failure or a catastrophic problem. It does not stop its journey in despair. It does not waste its energy trying to smash the boulder into dust. The river simply does what it does best. It flows. It patiently and persistently finds a way around. Part of its water will go to the left. Part will go to the right. It softens its own form, adapts to the shape of the obstacle, and continues on its way. The boulder is still there, but the river is undeterred. In fact, the interaction with the boulder creates something new and beautiful. The water eddies and swirls, creating new patterns, new sounds, a gentle rushing music, where before there was only silent flow. The obstacle has, in a way, added to the river's character and beauty. Now think of your own life as this river. and think of the problems you try to fix as these boulders. For so long, your strategy has been to act not like the water, but like a demolition team. You see the boulder, and you immediately bring out the dynamite and the jackhammers. You expend enormous amounts of energy trying to blast the problem out of existence. This is the struggle of control. It is the belief that the only way forward is to force the obstacle to yield to your will. It is a constant, exhausting battle against the unchangeable realities of life. It's a fight against the very nature of the terrain. But what if you were to adopt the wisdom of the river? What if, instead of meeting an obstacle with force and struggle, you met it with flexibility and trust? Reframing control as a struggle against the current and trust as allowing the flow of life can fundamentally change your experience. When you are struggling against the current, you are constantly tense, constantly kicking, constantly fighting. You may make some headway, but you will quickly become exhausted. However, if you were to turn over, lie on your back, and simply allow the current to carry you, you would travel just as far, but with a fraction of the effort. This is not about being passive or giving up. The river is not passive. It is a powerful, dynamic force. This is about being intelligent with your energy. It's about recognizing the difference between what you can change and what you must adapt to. The fixer's mind believes that almost everything is a boulder that must be destroyed through effort. But the wisdom of the river suggests that many of these are simply part of the landscape. They are not necessarily problems to be solved, but conditions to be navigated. A difficult personality in a family member is a boulder. You can spend your entire life trying to change them, a form of demolition. Or you can learn how to flow around them, protecting your own peace while still moving forward. A chronic health condition is a boulder. You can exhaust yourself with rage and resistance against it, or you can accept its presence and learn to create a beautiful life that flows around it. An economic downturn is a boulder. You cannot single-handedly change it, but you can adapt, adjust your course, and find new channels to flow through. This brings us to a profound and deeply restful idea. Some problems resolve themselves not with more effort, but with more space and time. This is a truth the fixer's mind finds almost impossible to accept. The fixer believes that problems only get solved when they are being actively worked on. The idea of leaving it alone feels like negligence. But the river teaches us a different lesson. Sometimes, the water that flows around the boulder will, over many years, slowly and gently wear away its edges, softening it, changing its very shape, not through force, but through patient persistence. Other times, a great flood will come, an event completely outside the river's control, and simply wash the boulder away. The solution arrives not from the river's direct effort, but from a larger, unseen force. In our own lives, this happens all the time. We wrestle and struggle with a problem for weeks, making no progress. Then, we finally get exhausted and give up for a while. We go on vacation, we focus on something else, we surrender. And in that space we've created, an unexpected solution appears. We bump into an old friend who has the perfect piece of advice. We have a sudden insight while taking a shower. The other person in the conflict has a change of heart, completely independent of our efforts. The problem resolves itself, not because we applied more force, but because we finally got out of the way and allowed a different kind of intelligence to work. Tonight, as you rest, Imagine yourself as this river. Feel the easy, powerful flow of your breath as the current that carries you. Your bed is the riverbank, holding you safely. The quiet of the night is the vast, open landscape through which you are traveling. If a worry or a problem, a boulder, appears in your mind, you don't have to engage it. You don't have to attack it. Simply acknowledge its presence. Ah, there is a boulder. And then feel yourself, like water, gently flowing around it. Let your thoughts part and move past it, continuing on their journey toward the great, peaceful sea of sleep. You are not responsible for moving every stone in your path. Your only responsibility is to keep flowing. Trust in the wisdom of the current. Trust that the path is unfolding as it should. Trust that your journey is not defined by the obstacles, but by your graceful, persistent, and powerful flow. There is immense peace in this. The burden of being the demolition expert is lifted, and you are free to simply be the river, held by the earth, pulled by the sea, and finding your way, moment by moment, breath by breath. Flowing like the river, we begin to cultivate a deeper form of wisdom, one that allows for even more profound rest. This is the wisdom of trusting in the unseen solutions. It represents a fundamental shift in perspective, moving from a place of active, effortful control to a place of receptive, patient trust. The fixer's mantra is, "I must solve this." This mantra places you at the absolute center of the universe. It presumes that you are the sole source of power, insight, and action. It implies that if you do not find the solution, no solution will be found. This is an incredibly heavy and lonely burden to carry. It is the perspective of the lone hero, fighting a solitary battle against the forces of chaos. But as you lie here, resting, beginning to feel the gentle flow of your own being, let's try on a new mantra. Let it be a soft whisper in the back of your mind. The solution is revealing itself. Feel the difference in your body as you entertain this thought. "I must solve this" creates tension. You can feel a bracing in the shoulders, a furrowing of the brow, a quickening of the mind. It is a call to action, a preparation for a fight. The solution is revealing itself, creates softness. It allows for a release in the shoulders, a smoothing of the brow, a quieting of the mind. It is not a call to action, but a call to observation, to listening, to waiting. It implies that the solution already exists, somewhere in the unseen world, and your job is not to create it from scratch, but to become quiet enough to perceive it as it emerges. This is not a passive stance, but one of profound, active receptivity. It is the stance of the scientist watching the petri dish, waiting for the results to emerge. It is the stance of the gardener who has planted the seed and now trusts the soil, the sun, and the rain to do their mysterious work. The gardener does not dig up the seed every day to see if it's growing. That would destroy the very process they are trying to foster. The gardener's job is to create the right conditions, good soil, enough water, and then to wait, to trust in a process of growth that is far older and wiser than they are. Time 2.0s. For the fixer, this is a radical act of humility. It is the acknowledgement that your conscious, logical mind, as brilliant as it is not the only source of intelligence at work in your life. There is a deeper wisdom within you, your intuition, your subconscious mind, that is always working in the background, connecting dots, seeing patterns, and gently guiding you toward wholeness. And there is a greater wisdom outside of you, the interconnectedness of life, the timing of the universe, the agency and growth of other people. When you insist that I must solve this, you shut out all of these other vast resources. You are like a CEO who insists on doing every single job in the company, from marketing to accounting to cleaning the floors. The company would quickly grind to a halt, not because the CEO isn't capable, but because they are a bottleneck, refusing to trust their incredibly talented team. So, let's practice cultivating trust in this wider team. Think again of one of the burdens you placed outside your door tonight. A problem that feels intractable. A situation you have been wrestling with. Now, practice handing it over. You can start with your own future self. Silently say, I trust my future self to handle this. Acknowledge that the you of tomorrow, or next week, or next month will have more information, more perspective, and more rest than the you of right now. The you of tomorrow may wake up with a sudden insight. The you of next week may have a crucial conversation that changes everything. You don't have to have all the answers tonight. You can trust that the person you are becoming is capable and wise. Now, let's widen the circle of trust. Consider the other people involved in the situation. Your need to fix often comes from a subtle lack of faith in the abilities and resilience of others. You are afraid they will fail, make a mistake, or get hurt, so you jump in to manage the outcome. But what if you were to practice trusting them? Trusting that your partner has the strength to navigate their own challenges. Trusting that your children are learning and growing, even through their mistakes. Trusting that your colleagues are competent and responsible. When you release your grip, you give them the gift of your faith. You create space for them to step up, to discover their own solutions, and to grow in ways they never could if you were always solving things for them. And finally, let's widen the circle to its fullest extent. Let's practice trusting life itself, the universe, God, the Tao, whatever name you give to the great unfolding mystery. This is the trust of the river, allowing itself to be guided by the landscape. It is the trust of the tree, letting go of its leaves in the autumn, confident that spring will return. This is the belief that you are not moving through a hostile, chaotic world, but a fundamentally intelligent and ordered cosmos that is biased toward growth and healing. It doesn't mean that difficult or painful things won't happen. It means that even within those challenges, a deeper process is at work, a process that is ultimately guiding you toward a greater strength and a more profound wisdom. Let this powerful affirmation settle deep within you, soothing the vigilant part of your mind. Not every problem was sent for you to solve. Some problems are sent for you to learn from. Some are sent for you to surrender to. Some are sent for another person to solve as part of their own journey of growth. And some are not even problems at all, but simply uncomfortable stages of a necessary transformation, like the caterpillar dissolving in the chrysalis. Your job is not to fix every situation, but to discern your true role within it. Is your role to act, or is it to wait? Is it to speak, or is it to listen? Is it to hold on, or is it to let go? The answers to these questions rarely come from a frantic, tired mind. They come from a place of deep, quiet, trusting stillness. By releasing the need to solve everything tonight, you are creating the very stillness required to hear that deeper wisdom. You are allowing the solution to begin its quiet, unseen journey toward you, ready to be revealed in the perfect moment when you are rested, and ready to receive it. As we deepen into this state of trust and release, it's important to honor and reconnect with the very source of your strength. We are not trying to dismantle your power. We are aiming to redirect it in a wiser, more self-compassionate way. So let's take a moment to truly honor the immense capability that made you the fixer in the first place. Think about the skills you possess. You are likely highly organized, able to see the big picture while also managing the smallest details. You are perceptive, able to read a room or a person's emotional state with incredible accuracy. You are resilient, able to withstand pressures and navigate crises that would overwhelm many others. You are decisive, capable of making tough calls when necessary. And underneath it all, you are deeply empathetic and responsible, driven by a powerful engine of care. These are not small things. These are superpowers. They are the qualities of a leader, a caregiver, a creator, a protector. For a moment, allow yourself to feel a sense of pride in this capacity. Acknowledge the sheer force of will and intelligence you bring to the world. You have built, mended, guided, and supported so much and so many. Your strength is real, and it is magnificent. The journey we are on tonight is not about abandoning this strength. It is not about becoming weak or passive. It is about recognizing that this same powerful current of energy, which you have directed outward for so long, can now be turned inward. It can be used for the sacred purpose of your own healing and restoration. The strength you use to manage a complex project can be the same strength you use to hold a firm boundary around your need for rest. Think about it. When you decide, I will not check my email after 8 p.m., that is not a passive act. It requires the same decisiveness and resolve you use to meet a deadline. It is an act of executive power, applied to your own well-being. When someone asks you for something and you pause, check in with your own energy levels and say, I would love to help, but I don't have the capacity for that right now. That is not a failure. It is an act of profound perception and self-management. You are using your skill of accurately assessing a situation and applying it to your own internal resources. The immense strength you use to carry the emotional burdens of others can now be used to create a container of safety for yourself. Imagine that powerful, protective energy you extend to a loved one in crisis. That feeling of, I will stand by you, I will keep you safe. Now, turn that feeling inward. Say those same words to the tired, weary part of yourself. I will stand by you. I will protect your need for rest. I will keep you safe from the endless demands of the world and from your own inner critic. This is not an abdication of your strength. It is its highest and most noble application. It is recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. By turning your formidable capabilities toward the task of your own replenishment, you are ensuring that you will have genuine, sustainable strength to offer the world tomorrow, instead of the brittle, exhausted energy of depletion. You are shifting from being a disposable resource to being a renewable one. This brings us to a truth that can be deeply liberating for the fixer. Your worth is inherent in who you are, not in what you fix. Let that sink in. Your value as a human being is not measured by your to-do list, your productivity, or your problem-solving skills. These are things you do, but they are not who you are. Who you are is the consciousness that is aware of these things. Who you are is the quiet presence beneath the storm of activity. Who you are is the love that motivates the fixing, not the fixing itself. For a lifetime, you may have operated under the unspoken assumption that your worth is conditional. I am worthy if I am useful. I am lovable if I am capable. I am good if I am productive. This belief system is the engine of the fixer, and it is a recipe for perpetual exhaustion because it means you can never, ever rest. The moment you stop doing, you feel your worthiness begin to drain away. It creates a deep-seated anxiety that you must always be performing, always be proving your value. But this is a profound misunderstanding of where your value comes from. Your worth is not earned. It is a given. It was sealed into your being the moment you were born, and nothing you do or fail to do can ever diminish it. It is unconditional. You are worthy when you are succeeding, and you are worthy when you are failing. You are worthy when you are solving everyone's problems, and you are worthy when you are lying in bed, too tired to move. You are worthy when you are strong, and you are worthy when you are vulnerable. Reconnecting with this inherent worth is the key to true, deep rest. Because when you know, deep in your bones, that your value is not in question, you can finally allow yourself to stop performing. You can rest not as a reward for hard work, but as a simple, loving response to your own humanity. You can see your tiredness not as a sign of failure, but as a neutral, biological fact that deserves a compassionate response. Imagine a beautiful, ancient tree. Is its worth in the fruit it produces? The fruit is a wonderful gift, but the tree's worth, its magnificence, is in its very being. It is in its deep roots, its sturdy trunk, its branches that reach for the sky. The tree is worthy in the spring when it is full of blossoms, and it is worthy in the winter when it is bare and resting. Its being is enough. You, too, are this tree. Your accomplishments and acts of service are the fruit, but your worth is in your being. Tonight, you are in your winter season. You are letting go of the need to produce, and you are turning your energy inward to your roots. This is not a dead time. It is a time of quiet, essential, invisible work. The work of integration, of healing, of gathering strength for the spring to come. Your true strength lies not in your endless activity, but in your ability to be present, to be compassionate, to be still. And from that still center, all wise and sustainable action is born. So as you rest here, feel the quiet dignity of your own being. Let go of the need to justify your existence through doing. You have already passed the test. You are already worthy. Your presence on this earth is enough. And your only task right now is to honor that presence with the gift of your own gentle, unconditional care. As you settle into this profound sense of your own inherent worth, independent of all you're doing, we can finally embrace rest, not as a guilty pleasure, but as a sacred necessity. We are reconnecting with a truth that our modern culture has made us forget, that rest is not lazy or unproductive. It is the very source of your strength, your clarity, and your creativity. The fixer's mind is conditioned to see rest as downtime, a period when nothing important is happening. It views the world in a binary way. You are either working or you are wasting time. But this is a deep misunderstanding of how living systems, including human beings, actually function. Imagine a world-class athlete. Do they train for 24 hours a day? Of course not. Their training schedule is an intelligent rhythm of intense effort and deliberate, planned recovery. They know that the muscle is not built during the lifting of the weight. The muscle is built during the period of rest that follows. It is in the rest that the micro tears from the effort are repaired, making the muscle stronger than it was before. Without the rest, the effort would only lead to injury and breakdown. Your life is no different. Your doing, your work, your caregiving, your problem solving is the lifting of the weight. Your rest, your sleep, your quiet moments, your periods of non-doing is when the actual growth and integration happens. When you sleep, your brain is anything but off. It is performing some of its most critical and complex tasks. It is clearing out the metabolic waste that accumulated during the day, a process scientists have compared to running a dishwasher for the brain. Without this nightly cleaning, toxins build up, leading to mental fog, poor memory, and long-term health issues. While you sleep, your brain is consolidating memories, transferring important information from short-term to long-term storage. It is pruning away irrelevant neural connections and strengthening the ones that matter. It is, in essence, organizing the vast filing cabinet of your mind, making you smarter, sharper, and more efficient when you wake. Your emotional centers are also hard at work, processing the feelings of the day, taking the sharp, painful edge off of difficult experiences, and integrating them into the larger story of your life. This is why a problem that feels overwhelming at 10 p.m. can seem manageable in the morning light. Your brain has been working on it for you without your conscious effort. Rest is not the absence of productivity. It is a different and equally vital form of productivity. Seeing sleep in this way transforms it from a passive obligation into a profound act of self-love and trust. When you choose to prioritize your sleep, you are not being selfish. You are being a wise steward of your own precious resources. You are saying to yourself, "My well-being is the foundation upon which everything else is built. I will tend to this foundation with the utmost care." It is an act of trust, because in order to truly let go into sleep, you must trust that the world will not fall apart without your conscious supervision for a few hours. This goes back to the wisdom of the river and the unseen solutions. Sleep is the ultimate act of letting go of the controls. It is a daily practice of surrendering your ego, your plans, and your worries to a deeper, restorative intelligence. Each night, you are rehearsing the art of letting go, building a muscle of trust that will serve you during your waking hours as well. The more deeply you can rest, the more easily you will be able to flow through the challenges of your day, because you will be operating from a place of trust rather than a place of fear and control. Let's offer a compliment to the part of you that has worked so hard, a compliment that can help it finally stand down. Silently, or in a soft whisper, say to yourself, "You give so much to the world. It is time to allow the world to hold you while you rest." Feel the truth in this. You are a giver. Your energy naturally flows outward, to your family, your friends, your work, your community. You pour out your attention, your care, your expertise, your love, day after day. It is a beautiful, generous way to be. But even the sun must set. Even the most bountiful spring must be replenished by rain. It is not possible to endlessly give without also learning how to receive. And rest is the primary way we receive. When you lie down to sleep, you are allowing yourself to be held. You are held by your bed, by the structure of your home, by the quiet of the night. You are being held by the planet as it spins silently through space. You are being held by the great, mysterious cycle of life, death, and renewal that governs all things. Your only job is to soften, to allow yourself to be supported, to become receptive. Imagine a boat that has been sailing the open seas all day, its sails taut, its crew working hard. Night comes, and the boat pulls into a safe, quiet harbor. The sails are lowered. The anchor is dropped. The crew can finally rest. The boat is not idle. It is being held by the calm water of the harbor, gently rocking, protected from the wind and the waves. Sleep is your safe harbor. You have navigated the high seas of your day. Now is the time to lower the sails of your striving mind, to drop the anchor of your body into the stillness of rest, and to simply allow yourself to be held. The ocean will still be there tomorrow. The journey will continue. But for now, in this harbor, you are safe, and your only task is to receive the gift of stillness. Your rest is sacred because it is the time when you are replenished not just physically, but spiritually. It is the time when your soul breathes, when the quiet voice of your intuition can finally be heard over the noise of your conscious mind. It is when you reconnect with the deep, silent knowing part of yourself. By honoring your need for rest, you are honoring your connection to this deeper dimension of your being. You are affirming that you are more than just a problem solver. You are a soul on a journey, and that soul requires periods of quiet contemplation to thrive. So let go of any lingering guilt. Let go of the feeling that you should be doing something else. There is nothing more important you could be doing right now. This is not wasted time. This is sacred time. This is the work behind the work. This is the deep magic that makes everything else possible. You are mending your nets so that tomorrow you may fish again. And there is a profound peace and a quiet dignity in this simple, essential, and holy act. As we drift deeper into this peaceful state, we begin to weave these threads of understanding into a new story, a new way of being. This is the phase of integration, where the insights of the night begin to settle into your bones, becoming not just ideas you've heard, but truths you inhabit. The old story was that power lies in control, in effort, in holding everything together. But a new, wiser story is emerging. In this new story, true power lies not in controlling everything, but in knowing what to hold and what to release. It is the power of discernment. It's the wisdom to know the difference between the boulders that are yours to move and the ones that are simply part of the river's landscape. This is a quieter, more elegant form of power. It doesn't strain or shout. It flows. It doesn't exhaust itself, fighting unwinnable battles. It conserves its energy for the moments that truly matter. Imagine a master sailor. Their power isn't in trying to command the wind. That would be absurd. Their power is in their intimate understanding of the wind. They know how to angle the sails to catch it perfectly, how to work with the forces of nature rather than against them. They know when to ride out a storm with the sails down and when to catch a strong gust to speed their journey. This is your new relationship with life. You are not the commander of the wind. You are the master sailor, learning to read the currents of your own life with sensitivity and skill, knowing when to act and when to rest, when to grip the rudder, and when to simply let the current guide you. This new story also requires us to honor the journey that taught you to be so responsible in the first place. We are not discarding the fixer. We are promoting them. The fixer, with their incredible skills of perception and management, is being promoted from a frontline soldier, constantly fighting fires, to a wise and compassionate sovereign. The sovereign doesn't micromanage every detail of the kingdom. The sovereign sits on the throne, holds the larger vision, and trusts their capable advisors to handle the daily operations. They rule not through frantic activity, but through a calm, centered presence. They know their most important job is to maintain the peace and well-being of the kingdom as a whole. And your kingdom is your own being, your body, your mind, your heart, your soul. Your fixer self, in its new role as the wise sovereign, understands that the most crucial element for the kingdom's health is the sovereign's own rest. When the sovereign is rested, clear, and centered, the entire kingdom thrives. When the sovereign is exhausted and anxious, the kingdom falls into disarray. So, you can honor the part of you that learned to be so vigilant and say, "Thank you for getting me this far. Your skills have been essential. And now, your new and most important job is to guard my peace, to protect my rest, to ensure that the entire kingdom of my being is governed with wisdom and compassion." This creates a feeling of wholeness. You are no longer at war with yourself. You don't have to choose between being the capable, doing self and the soft, resting self. You can be both. They are two sides of the same beautiful human coin. You can accept and even love the part of you that can organize a 3-course dinner party while simultaneously mediating a family dispute and planning a corporate merger. And you can equally accept and love the part of you that just wants to lie in a dark room and do absolutely nothing. They are not in opposition. The resting self is what recharges the capable self. The capable self creates the safety and resources that allow the resting self to emerge. It is a dance, a rhythm, the exhale and the inhale, the night and the day. You are learning to embrace your own completeness. You contain multitudes. You are the strong river and the soft shore. You are the sturdy tree and the falling leaf. You are the fierce protector and the sleeping child. And all of it is welcome. All of it is worthy. All of it belongs. As you integrate this wholeness, a new kind of self-respect is born. It's a respect that isn't based on your accomplishments, but on your wisdom. Your wisdom to know your limits. Your wisdom to honor your needs. Your wisdom to choose sustainability over burnout. This is the quiet confidence of someone who is no longer trying to prove their worth to the world. You know your worth is inherent, so you are free to make choices that truly serve your well-being, even if they don't look productive to the outside world. You can say no to a request without a long, apologetic explanation. You can cancel a plan because you are tired and feel no guilt. You can spend an afternoon doing nothing at all and see it not as wasted time, but as a vital investment in your own soul. This is the ultimate freedom. It is the release from the tyranny of should. I should be doing more. I should be stronger. I should be able to handle this. You replace the word should with the word is. The reality is, I am tired. The reality is, my body needs rest. The reality is, my peace is important. And you learn to act from that place of grounded, compassionate reality. This integration doesn't happen all at once. It is a practice. Every time you choose rest over another hour of work, you are casting a vote for this new story. Every time you let go of the need to control an outcome, you are strengthening this new muscle of trust. Every time you speak to yourself with compassion instead of criticism when you feel tired, you are rewiring your brain for a new kind of self-love. Tonight, as you lie on the edge of sleep, you are in the perfect state for this integration to happen on a deep subconscious level. Your mind is soft and receptive. Your defenses are down. You are simply allowing this new wisdom to soak in, like gentle rain into dry earth. You don't have to force it. You don't have to study it. You just have to allow it. Allow the truth that your power is in your discernment. Allow the truth that your fixer self can become your wise sovereign. Allow the truth that you are a whole being containing both action and rest. And allow the deep, abiding peace that comes from knowing, finally, that you are enough, just as you are. Now the mind is quiet. The body is heavy and soft. The work of understanding is done. The work of releasing is complete. All that is left is the gentle, final unraveling into sleep. All the complex knots of the world, the intricate problems you were trying to solve, are beginning to loosen. Imagine a beautifully complex tapestry, woven with 1,000 different threads of 1,000 different colors. This tapestry represents the worries and logistics of your day. From a distance, it looks like a single complicated picture. But now, as you drift, you get to watch as a magical, unseen hand begins to pull on a single thread. And as it pulls, the entire tapestry starts to unravel, not into a chaotic mess, but back into its simple, constituent parts. The complex picture of the work project unravels into simple, single threads of emails, conversations, and ideas. And even those threads begin to dissolve, losing their charge, losing their urgency. The tangled knot of a family issue loosens, becoming simple threads of individual feelings, moments, and words. And those too begin to fade, becoming soft and indistinct. The tight weave of your financial concerns unravels into simple threads of numbers and concepts, and they lose their power, floating away like dust motes in a moonbeam. All the world's complexity is returning to simplicity. The knots are becoming single, simple threads, and the threads are dissolving into peace. There is no longer a need to think. Thinking is a form of doing, a form of effort, and the time for effort has passed. If a thought arises, as it might, you don't need to push it away or engage with it. Simply see it for what it is, a single drifting thread, weightless and transparent. You can watch it float by like a cloud in the sky, without any need to climb aboard it or follow it to its destination. Your attention is no longer invested in the content of your thoughts. It is invested in a deeper, quieter reality. The reality of your body, resting here. The reality of your breath, flowing in and out. This is the only rhythm that matters now. Let your focus come to rest solely on this sensation. The gentle rise of your chest or your belly as you breathe in, and the soft, complete release as you breathe out. There is nothing to fix here. There is nothing to improve. Your body has been breathing perfectly your entire life without any conscious help from you. It is a process you can trust completely. So, you simply become the quiet observer, the witness to this gentle, life-sustaining rhythm. Time 2.0s. Feel the air as it enters your nostrils, perhaps slightly cool. Follow its path down into your lungs. Feel the moment of fullness at the top of the inhale, a brief, still pause, and then feel the release of the exhale, the air now slightly warmer, carrying away with it any lingering tension, the rise and the fall, the receiving and the letting go. This simple, repetitive cycle is an anchor, holding you in the calm, safe harbor of the present moment. If the mind begins to drift back toward a thought, a worry, a plan, a complex knot, gently, without any frustration, guide your attention back to the simple thread of the breath, back to the rise, back to the fall. This is your only task now. It is a task of profound simplicity. You are like a boat, that has been anchored, gently rocking on the surface of the water. The waves are the rise and fall of your breath. The gentle rocking is the only movement, the only story. All the dramas of the ocean are far away. Here in the harbor, there is only this simple, soothing motion, back and forth, in and out. With each breath out, you're letting go a little more. You're sinking a little deeper into the mattress. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the points of contact between you and the surface that supports you. Your heels are heavy. Your calves are heavy. Your thighs are heavy and soft. Your hips and pelvis are sinking down, releasing their grip. Your lower back is softening. Your shoulders are melting into the mattress. Your arms are heavy. Your hands completely at rest. Your head is heavy on the pillow. The small muscles in your neck and scalp letting go. Your entire body is a study in surrender. It is giving its full weight over to the pull of gravity, trusting completely that it will be held. It is no longer trying to hold itself up. It is being held. And as your body lets go, your mind follows. The two are deeply connected. A soft body invites a quiet mind. A quiet mind allows for a soft body. You are now entering the beautiful, liminal space between waking and sleeping. The veil is thinning. The logical, linear mind is dissolving, and a more dreamlike, associative awareness is beginning to emerge. Thoughts may become more random, more picture-like, less coherent. This is a wonderful sign. It is the sign that the fixer, the conscious controller, is finally leaving their post. They are walking away from the control panel, turning off the lights in the newsroom one by one, and trusting the quiet, ancient wisdom of the body to take over. You don't have to try to fall asleep. That is just another form of effort. Sleep is not something you do. It is something you allow. It is a grace that comes to you when you have created the right conditions. And you have created those conditions now. You have laid down your burdens. You have unclenched your grip. You have quieted your mind. You have softened your body. You have done all that you can do. The rest is not up to you. You can simply rest in the knowing that you have prepared the ground. Now you just wait, peacefully, for the gentle rain of sleep to arrive. And it is arriving. You can feel it. A pleasant heaviness. A comfortable distance from the world. A gentle, slow, unraveling into peace. And now, we drift. The language becomes simpler now, slower, with longer and longer pauses between the phrases. There is no need for complex ideas anymore. Those belong to the waking world, a world that is now very far away. The work of the day is done. It is complete, like a book that has been read and gently closed and placed on the nightstand. The story of today is over, and the thoughts of the day, all the busy thoughts, are dissolving. They are like mist in the night air. At first, you can see their shapes, but now they are thinning, becoming transparent, and disappearing into the vast, quiet dark. There is nothing left for you to hold on to, nothing left to figure out. All the sharp edges of the day have become soft. All the loud noises have become whispers, and the whispers are fading into silence. You are just drifting now on a quiet current. Imagine a single soft white feather released into the air of a perfectly still room. Watch it as it floats and turns and drifts, oh so slowly, downward. It is not in a hurry. It has no goal. Its entire being is one of surrender to the air, to gravity. It is a perfect dance of letting go. Your consciousness now is like that feather, gently, softly, effortlessly, drifting down, 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 into a deep and welcoming softness. There is nothing for you to do but drift. There is nothing for you to be but here, simply here, in this perfect peace, in this perfect stillness. The sounds you hear, the sound of my voice, the sounds in your room, are no longer things to be analyzed. They are just gentle waves of sound washing over you. They do not require a response. They are part of the quiet river that is carrying you out to the great silent ocean of sleep. They are lullabies, gentle reminders that you are safe, that you are held. Let the sound simply be. Let my voice be just another gentle current, guiding you deeper and deeper into your rest. There is no need to follow the words. Your deeper mind hears everything it needs to hear. Your conscious mind can let go completely. It can dissolve. It has done enough. It has earned this deep and total rest. Your body is so heavy now, a pleasant, comforting weight. It feels so good to be this heavy, so good to be this still. You have forgotten what it feels like to move. The idea of lifting an arm or a leg seems like a tremendous effort from a faraway land. Stillness is your new reality, and it is a beautiful reality, a peaceful kingdom where you are the only inhabitant, and the only law is peace. The only activity is rest. Feel this stillness seeping into your very bones. Feel the marrow of your bones becoming calm. Feel the cells of your body sighing in relief. At last, stillness. At last, peace. At last, rest. The border between you and the world around you is beginning to blur. Where does your body end and the bed begin? Where does your breath end and the air in the room begin? Everything is softening. Everything is merging. You are not a separate self, striving and struggling. You are a part of the quiet night. You are a part of the stillness. You are woven into the fabric of peace that covers the sleeping world. You belong here. This is your natural state. This is home, the quiet, dark, peaceful home of deep rest. There is nothing left for you to do but drift and allow. Allow the current to carry you. Allow the heaviness to deepen. Allow the thoughts to fade. Allow the breath to breathe itself. Allow sleep to come and claim you. It is a gentle claiming, a loving embrace. There is no resistance, only a soft and total welcome. You're ready now. You've been ready for so long, and it is finally here. The moment of complete release, the moment of letting go, drifting, floating, softening into the deep. And so, a final deep release of all remaining conscious effort. Like the last grain of sand falling through the hourglass, the last bit of wakefulness slips away. You are no longer holding on to anything. Not a thought, not a feeling, not a sensation. You are being held completely. The gentle gravity of sleep is pulling you down into its soft, dark, healing depths. And you let go. You let go completely. You surrender to this pull as a flower surrenders to the night, closing its petals, turning inward to rest and restore. It is the most natural thing in the world, this final, quiet descent. The work is truly over now. You have done everything you needed to do. You have listened, you have released, you have softened, and now there's only one thing left: to receive the gift of deep, peaceful, and well-deserved rest. Everything is okay. Hear these words not just with your ears, but with your entire being. Let them be a soft, warm light that fills every cell of your body. Everything is okay. The problems you laid outside the door are resting quietly. The world is turning just as it should. The people you love are safe in their own journeys. And you, right here, right now, are perfectly, completely okay. You are safe. Feel that safety. It is not just a thought. It is a physical sensation. The safety of being held by your bed. The safety of being in your own quiet space. The safety of a nervous system that is finally standing down from high alert. The guards have left their posts. The alarms are silent. The fortress is at peace. You are deeply and profoundly safe. You can let go completely. There is nothing left to hold, nothing left to brace against. The part of you that has been holding on for so long, the vigilant part, the responsible part, can finally dissolve into the rest of you. It can merge with the peace. It doesn't have to disappear forever. It will be there for you in the morning, refreshed and renewed. But for now, it can sleep. It can finally sleep. Give it this permission. The permission to be completely off duty. The permission to be nothing and to do nothing. Just for tonight. Just for this healing, sacred time. You can let go. Completely. Trust the process. Trust the night. Trust your own body's ancient wisdom. It knows exactly what to do. It knows how to heal you. It knows how to restore you. Your only job is to get out of the way. And you have. You've done it. You are out of the way. Sleep is here. It is not something you are chasing. It has come to you. It has been waiting patiently for you to become still enough to receive it. And now you are. It arrives not as a crashing wave, but as a slow, rising tide. A tide of peace. A tide of stillness. Feel it gently washing over your feet, your ankles, your legs, bringing with it a deep, heavy calm. Feel it rising up over your torso, your chest, your shoulders, dissolving any last trace of tension. Feel it fill your arms, your hands, your neck, your head. You are now fully immersed in the calm, healing waters of sleep. You are breathing it in. You are held by it. You are one with it. Sleep is here, and it welcomes you home.